Hi everybody, Dan Illman and Mike Beer, the DRFBets race of the day for Thursday, May the 23rd, race number 7 at Belmont Park. We're going 11 furlongs on the inner turf. It is a maiden special weight for fillies and mares. Get involved with a DRFBets account because if you play the race of the day, any race of the day this month on DRF.com and with DRFBets, if you bet $7 to win on any one horse and your selection finishes second or third, well, you get your money back. Learn more at promos.drf.com. Here's the field for race number 7 at beautiful Belmont Park. You can access free formulator past performances on the race of the day event page at DRF.com. Download them, handicap along with us. We'll take the field in post position order, beginning with the number 1, Monhegan, who was third last time out, Mike. This filly has a nice pedigree. She's a half to Coldplay, who's a graded stakes winner on the dirt. She's by Turf Champion English Channel. I thought all in all she had a decent trip last time out, but she was altering course a couple of times in the lane. Yeah, maybe her trip wasn't quite as good as Bo Bell, who was in that same race and is also back in here. But yeah, I think you're right. Overall, it worked out fine. You know, she'll have to improve to beat this field. Maybe she can do it. I don't think distance is a problem. I'd probably rather have her than Bo Bell out of that race, but this horse has to improve. Coming in from Southern California is the number 2, Decorating. This is a daughter of the great Galileo, a half-sister to Chiropractor, who I believe won the Hollywood Derby on turf. Also a half to the multiple Grade 1 stakes winning dirt runner, Coil. Last time out, sort of an even performance at Santa Anita. The runner-up did come back to win with a 79. I think she fits very well here, even though she has already run 7 times. Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, it's just a question of whether you think she can just take a step forward. I think distance might be able to help her do that. Getting more ground to work with could help this filly. I mean, she's been short prices basically right along and hasn't been able to get it done. And you just don't see the improvement you really want to see from a horse like her. I think it might be way too early to give up on the 3, Inspector Havers. This is a half to the 3-time graded stakes winning turf runner, Inspector Lynley. The Damn Criminologist was a 4-time Grade 3 stakes winner on the turf. Shug's wheeling this horse back in 12 days, and this horse didn't have a lot of pace to attack last time out when facing a very promising filly. Yeah, it's too early to give up on her. Is it also fair to say that time's running out? I mean, it's running out. She's got to show something here. She's run twice. She showed nothing in her dirt debut, which is fine. She's really bred for turf. There's a beautiful turf pedigree with her. So, you know, you would hope she would take a step forward at some point. I think it's interesting that Shug comes back quick. Number 4 is Another Day of Sun, another well-bred horse. Late foal, trained by Christophe Clement. A half to Chero, a multiple stakes winner on the dirt. Also a half to Czar, stakes placed on the turf. Pretty live race. She exits at Tampa Bay Downs. The winner came back to run second in a 1X at Laurel with a 70 buyer. Runner-up came back to run second in a maiden special weight at Arlington with a 68. I could see this filly improving. Me too. I think she'll definitely improve for this race. The question is, how much will she improve? Her debut looked to me like she got a good trip in there, but I think she might have needed that race, Dan. She wasn't really finishing hard in there, but she was racing on. I think she'll take a step forward in here. Number 5 is Dynapasser, and distance is really the key to this race. 11 furlongs. It should not be an issue at all for Dynapasser, who is a half to the top-quality, long-winded turf runner Sadler's Joy. She is also a half to Lunaire, who wanted to go long on the turf. Dynapasser last time out, I thought ran well in her first start off a little bit of a layoff, finishing second, and again, from a buyer speed figure standpoint, from a pedigree standpoint, she fits. Yeah, I mean, she really does. I mean, if you ask me, I'll say that maybe she's run the 2 best turf races in the field. You know, distance isn't supposed to hurt her. I think she could run better than she did last time, and she has decent tactical speed too, so a good trip could be coming. There's a lot of things to like about her. She finished ahead of her next door neighbor, the number 6, To a Friend, in that April 13th race at Gulfstream Park. We do have a formulator fact for To a Friend's trainer, Jonathan Thomas. Past 3 years, older runners making their second lifetime start in turf routes. 5 for 11, a $4.61 ROI. This filly had a nice trip. She saved ground. She came out in the lane. She came with a good run. She has a nice pedigree, though. She's by Scat Daddy. She's a full-to-deal maker who did some good things on turf. The Dam's a half to Smart Bid, who won at a 1.5 miles. Dam was stakes placed on synthetic. Second Dam won the Sam's Point. So this filly's got some pedigree. Yeah, Augustin Stable. She's got one of those nice families from that operation, and I mean, come on, she's one who I really think is going to step forward in here. I liked her debut. I thought the trip was fine.
But I liked the way that she was staying on through this. I thought it was a real solid debut. I have to use this horse.
Looked like she galloped out okay after that race as well. Again, I was a fan of that deal maker, the Dam's full sister to that one. Team Win is next for trainer Todd Pletcher. This horse has only raced once on the grass. She's by Malibu Moon. Dam was stakes placed on the turf, going a mile and a 16th. And again, it was that race last time out where it didn't seem to have a lot of pace up front. Are you concerned that Todd is already throwing her to the turf?
No, I think she has enough turf pedigree that he wanted to be looking this way with her. And, listen, I think she deserves another chance. I don't know that she ran great in that start, but she didn't run that badly. And as you said, I mean, they just walked in that race. On the Town, who's a pretty nice filly for Hennig, I mean, she just got a great ride in there and wired the field. Romantic Pursuit has come back to run out of that race, and she ran well again the other day. I think that race is better than it looks. I give her another chance in here.
Up next is More Likely Than Not for the great Chad Brown, returning to her preferred surface on turf. I'm interested in your thoughts on her race at Keeneland last fall. I thought she had a nice setup. She was sitting in a good trip for the most part. She came and had a big look at it turning into the stretch, and she was kind of one-paced in the lane. Last time out, her first start of the year, she was in against Romantic Pursuit, came back to run second with a 77 buyer, didn't have a lot of pace, but again, beaten at odds on. Is this filly a little bit dressed up from a speed figure standpoint?
I mean, I don't want to say she's dressed up necessarily because she's so lightly raced, but yeah, I don't know that she, stands out in the field in any way, and because it's Chad Brown and Castellano, you're not going to get a great price. My thinking on her Keeneland race, when I initially watched it and took notes on it, I sort of felt like maybe the distance got her. Like, she didn't really seem like she wanted to go that far. Now she's got to go farther in this race. I know she can win, Dan. I'm against her in this race.
Bo Bell could be the speed of this race. Timeform US concurs with that assessment, as we see from the pace projector. They've got Bo Bell slightly ahead of Team Win. Now, Bo Bell's run 12 times in her career, but she's also been put in a couple of tough spots, and she's run well. She, I think, wants distance. She had to go pretty quick last time out, going 9 furlongs, and I don't think that's going to be the case in this mile and 3/8 route. The winner of that last race came back to score at Keeneland, albeit in a weak starter allowance with a 73 buyer. Her Dam, well, she wanted to run all day long. She was a grade 3 stakes winner at 11 furlongs. If she can get away with an easy lead, she could surprise at a price.
Yeah, she could. I mean, speed obviously makes her dangerous in here, and the distance is no problem. She's proven before that she can go this far. Do you question how good she is? I do. She's 0 for 12. She doesn't run any figures that make her a standout in this field, but the trip could go a long way. She could get loose.
Let's take a look at our top selections for the Thursday DRFBets race of the day. Mike, you've seen enough from the 2 turf starts for Midnight Party to believe there's something there. And maybe with the Lasix and returning to turf, she's ready for a peak effort at a good price.
Yeah, that's what I was hoping for. I hope distance is okay for her. A mile and 3/8 probably wouldn't be my ideal placing for her, but they tried to get her 9 furlongs last time and she got rained off. What are you going to do? I thought her debut was good. It was a very slow pace in that race. I mean, they were just walking, and she actually finished really well from far out of it, galloped out very strong, and in her last race, I thought she ran deceptively well in there, Dan. You know that Sister Kitten. She's a pretty nice horse for Chad. This filly was too far out of it, and, Joe Bravo did what he had. He tried to make a wide middle move in that race. It didn't work out, but she stayed on through the stretch. It gives me hope that she'll go longer. She gets Lasix this time. Post 10's not perfect, but I think she's going to take a big step forward in this race.
And she's going to be a good price in here. I'm going to go to a Friend. I like the Jonathan Thomas formulator fact. I love the Augustin Stable, George Strawbridge stamina pedigree. I think she ran well enough in her debut that she can take a slight step forward. And if she does, I think she'll be tough. I'm not really that concerned about the extra distance. I'm going 6-5 in here. You like the 10. Who else do you use?
Yeah, I went 10-6-5, and they were really the only 3 that I liked.
Fun race, competitive race, the Thursday DRFBets race of the day. Get involved with a DRFBets account. Remember the money back guarantee. Bet 1 horse to win in any race of the day this month with DRFBets. If your selection finishes 2nd or 3rd, you get your money back. Approximate post time for the 7th at Belmont on Thursday, 6:14 Eastern. Good luck.